Hey kids, Dad here. It is Saturday, May the 2nd, 2026. It's about 9:15 in the morning. I had a chance to wake up today and after my prayer and meditation, enjoy a cup of Ariel Resupply coffee. Normally here at Bravo Zulu House, we have the cheapest coffee I can find for the guys. And it's normally just some garbage motor oil tasting coffee. But yesterday, we had arrive a 5-pound bag of premium stuff from a veteran-owned company out in Virginia, and we've got a monthly subscription now. So I got to enjoy what's called Firewatch, a medium roast. So I had 2 cups of that this morning. Thank you to a friend of mine, a friend of the house, a guy who used to fly U-2 surveillance aircraft. He was a old Air Force pilot. So he hooked us up. So that was a neat little way to start my day. But then I went into my men's meeting, and the topic was our dark pasts. I thought that was an interesting one. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about this morning. The topic that we talked about was our dark pasts and all the pain that we had. And I know from my own experience, uh, I've had a dark past in many ways. I've done some things that I am deeply remorseful over. I've made some decisions in my life that I look back and I deeply regret. Done some things that I wish I had never done. Hurt some people that I feel terrible about. And in the course of the last 15 months or so since I found this thing called sobriety, I've had a chance to examine that past. And there's a lot of pain there, a whole lot of pain. Some of it from the military, some things in the military, some of it from relationships with others, some of it from the way I handled things, decisions I made with jobs, with women. A lot of it with the way that I handled things with your mother, and how that hurt and impacted our family. And another part of this in with this sobriety thing I've been doing, examining that past, identifying what are my traits, what are my character defects, what is it about me that caused me to do those things? Was it because I was afraid of something? Was it because I was angry about something? And recognizing how I behaved and some of those underlying causes for that, and really addressing those and recognizing those. And then another part that goes hand in hand with that is what I'll call making amends, making apologies. And to me, an amends, it's one thing to say, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry." Well, I'm sorry is cheap. Anybody can say I'm sorry. But an amends is going a big step further and saying, I recognize what I did was wrong. And how can I make it right? And then just listening to the person. I've had a chance to do that with a number of people in my life. And I will hopefully have a chance to do that at some point here with your mother. And how that relates to the dark past is I've gotten to a point where I spent a lot of time in isolation, drinking alcohol until to numb the feelings. Uh, after your mom and I separated, I spent a lot of time, spent about a little over a year in that apartment in Egan, drinking every day, every night to escape the feelings I was having and to numb that pain of that dark past. And today, I look at that past, my dark past, all those pains, all the way back to being a kid, being bullied as a kid, and I'm absolutely grateful for it. I recognize today what a gift that pain has been. Because thank you to a number of fantastic mentors in my life. A guy named Rick, a guy named Tim, a guy named Nick, a guy named Ryan, uh, a guy named Fabio. Thank you to a number of mentors. I've learned how to take that pain and turn it into purpose. And today I'm blessed with the ability to do the next right thing, to make amends to people through my actions by paying forward uh, the gifts that people gave to me, by showing my gratitude to everybody from someone like my mentor Rick, who opened his arms to me. It has been like a father figure to me when I was going through dealing with the divorce. Um, to people like Larry, who gave me a place to live when I was not sure where to turn. People like Tim, who reached out to me and said, "Hey, would you consider being a house manager for Bravo Zulu?" Um, I can't repay these guys, but I can pay it forward by waking up every morning, praying, and doing the next right thing. And that next right thing for me is looking at how can I help somebody? How can I help somebody today? So I can turn that pain into purpose. And it makes me uniquely qualified. That pain is a resume. Just like my professional resume, my work resume for jobs says that I have an MBA, says that I have this, that, and the other certification, says that I have this, that, and the other experience doing different kinds of project management. My pain gives me a resume for being able to be spiritually qualified to help the veterans in this house. And by helping, it doesn't mean lecturing them. It doesn't mean telling them, "Hey, do this, do that." What it really means, I think more often than not, is just being a good example, modeling the right behaviors, being open with them about the pain that I went through and my path, my journey, and how dark things were in that apartment in Egan after the separation, during the divorce, and how I was able to find, embrace, and live a set of spiritual principles that today I don't cry very much, not from the pain of my past. I'm at peace with it. I found acceptance. And not only have I found acceptance, I have gratitude for it because I know that it makes me who I am today. And the person I am today, I look in the mirror, and I like this guy. And I look around and I'm surrounded by literally hundreds of people who really like this guy, this version of me. Because I show up, I'm present, I'm supportive, I'm able to help. Sometimes that help is just being an ear to listen. Sometimes that help is answering a question. Sometimes that help is connecting two people who can help each other. Just saying, "Hey, James, you're looking for somebody who is a cop? Oh, I know this guy named Ethan. Let me get you guys in touch." And then they can solve the issue that James is going through. But I'm able to do all that today because I was able to look my dark past in the mirror, to examine it in a very methodical fashion. There's a process laid out uh, in this 12-step program that I started doing about a year and a half ago. And I was able to turn that pain into purpose. And it's such a blessing, such a gift that I'm so grateful for, because I get to walk out of my room here. I get to go maybe have another cup of coffee. I get to do some yoga. Then I get to hit the barn, do some weightlifting today after yesterday's run. And then I get to go maybe see a friend, go to a friend's place, see if they need any help with anything around their property. And in the process, there's a lot of guys in this house who look at me and say, "Well, wow, Ryan's in a pretty good place in life. You know, he gets to see his kids again. He's got a job. He's smiling, laughing. He has friends. And these guys are in a very, very dark place still, a lot of them. They're still in their darkness. And they're able to look at me and say, wow, maybe I should do what he does. So they're able to identify, and they're able to, uh, have an example, see a path to follow. And it's their choice, they want to follow it or not, but I see some of them, and they do, and it's so inspiring. This guy here named John. Gosh, you know why I ran that 7.25 miles yesterday? Because after I ran the 10K, John went out a few days later and ran one. He said, I want to do that too. So I had to set the bar a little higher. But the thought today is just about the dark past and turning that pain into purpose. And I hope and pray that you kids, whatever dark past you may come to recognize you have, the pains, hopefully you don't have many, but any pains you have today or in the future, that you give me a call, that we can talk about it, and I can listen. I want to hear about them. I want to hear about your pains, some of the dark times you've had, some of the hurt. And I don't know that I have solutions for you, but I can certainly tell you how I went from taking what was so much pain it was killing me. It was leading me to trying to kill myself, literally and through drinking myself to death as quick as I could. I'd love to talk to you guys about how the steps I took, what I did to turn that pain into purpose. Love you kids so much. We'll talk soon.